What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 7, Episode 15, The Call of the Wild. Let's get started with Brian and Ingrid. So we see Ingrid walking all by herself along the beach. She told Brian that she needed space because she's just trying to process everything that she just found out about Brian. The main thing being that she just found out that he has several ex wives. He didn't tell her about that until the night before. She had no idea. And she feels some kind of way that he withheld this information. He talks about how he wants to be serious with her, how he wants to marry her, but completely left out the fact that he had been married previously, like 4 or 5 times, plus throwing a couple of engagements here and there, and she had no idea about any of this. So she told him that she needed time by herself to kind of think things through and try to figure out what she's going to do that's going to be best for her. So then we see Brian. He's at his hotel. He is FaceTiming his sister, and he's acting all kinds of confused about why does Ingrid want to spend time by herself. What is going on with Ingrid? Like, he has no idea that he dropped this bomb on her. He thinks that he didn't do anything wrong, and because she didn't ask, he had no responsibility to tell her. So he's FaceTiming his sister, and he tells his sister that Ingrid judged him about being married so many times in the past. Ingrid did not judge him for having multiple wives. She judged him for him not telling her that he had multiple wives. He had more ex wives than what she understood him to have. So he's completely painting a very negative picture of Ingrid, which makes the sister obviously, look at her some kind of way. And he tells his sister that he's being strung along. So of course, the sisters now is going to have a very negative view of Ingrid. But it doesn't even matter what the sister thinks, because it's not even going to get that far to the point where Ingrid meets his family. I'm pretty sure this whole relationship is going to be over and done with before he even leaves Brazil. So Ingrid and Brian, they meet together the following day, and they're at an outside cafe. And Brian talks about how there's been a lack of affection from Ingrid. He talks about how Ingrid has been very distant with him and he doesn't understand why. He talks about how he's tried to impress her, he's tried to woo her, he's tried to make this connection with her, and that she's just not vibing with him at all. He even talks about how he feels like Ingrid has been using him because they've been going on all of these trips together and he's been paying for things. The hotel that she's staying at right now is a hotel that he paid for, I think, because he talks about how, you're using me because I'm paying for all of your hotels whenever we go on these trips together, on and on and on and on. Then he drops the ultimate bomb on her and says to her that he believes she is just using him for a passport and for a way to come to the United States with her children. And so when he told her that, Ingrid was done. Up until this point, she's been very respectful, even when he's been saying some really off the wall things. She's listened to him. She's given up the opportunity to talk, to say his piece. She was not argumentative. Of course, she would have to respond and defend herself. But when he said that, I think you're just using me for a passport, that's when she had had enough and she was done with Brian. And she takes her stuff and she storms out of that outside cafe because she felt like really humiliated and embarrassed that he would think that's what she was after. And also the fact that um to me, the way that I see this, I think that Brian just feels humiliated because she rejected him on so many levels. She rejected him. Because he talked about how when he tries to kiss her, it's like kissing his grandmother because there's no passion there. And how we all saw the debacle of when he tried to get intimate with her, and that was like she was not having that at all. He brought her the lingerie that she did put on, but nothing happened that night because she just wasn't really feeling it. And so he's just really upset that she was not responding to any of his creep tactics, and now he wants to embarrass her by accusing her of using him for a passport. If Ingrid was using Brian for a passport, she would have done all the things that Brian wanted her to do to secure the deal. She would have faked affection and, gone however far they could have possibly have gone together intimately, she would have disregarded the fact that he had all of these ex-wives that she didn't know about. She would have played into him. She would have responded the way he wanted her to respond if she was really after a passport. But this whole entire time, she's sort of been keeping her distance. She's been very, very cautious with him. All the things that they've done were things that he had wanted to do, and she went along with it because she probably didn't want to be rude. She probably did want to give this man a chance, but there's just nothing there. And I think what finally put that last nail in the coffin was finding out about the ex-wives, and what put that coffin underground was him telling her, "You're using me for a passport." So I felt like this whole entire time Ingrid has been very nice to him, very polite, very accommodating. With the intimacy, he has to respect her boundaries. No matter what's going on in their relationship, he has to respect her boundaries. I can't imagine him expecting her to like hop into bed with him so soon after they got to meet each other. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, she rejected him. He feels rejected. He feels like this isn't going anywhere. And then he's questioning her motives. I'm questioning his motives because when he told her, "Look, I just, I really want someone who's going to take care of me when I'm old." It's like you're really after a woman just to take care of you, just to be your caretaker, basically. So I'm hoping and praying that the story of Brian and Ingrid is over. I'm glad that she left him high and dry. I pray to God that she is not going to reconsider this relationship. And of course, it showed us the teaser for next week, and it seems like, it looks as if things are really over. And Brian, if you try to be all apologetic with Ingrid after the things that you said to her, hopefully it falls on deaf ears, because no, but you need to stand next to what you said, because how dare you say that to her? And don't come back next week, being all apologetic. "Oh, Ingrid, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that, and I don't think that you're after a past." No, no, no. Stand 10 toes deep, 10 toes down with what you said, because you meant that when you said that. Moving on to Veah, Sunny, and Rory, the thruple. So we see Veah and Sunny. They're having breakfast together. Veah says that it's not fair that Rory made her choose between him and, no, it's not Rory. Veah says it's not fair that Sunny, he says too many people, too many players here. Veah says that it's not fair that Sunny made her choose between him and Rory, because she wants both men in her life. She wants Rory as a friend, and she wants Sunny as a boyfriend. And it still bothers Sonny that Rory is even still in South Africa. He's still bothered by that. Forget about the fact that, he's a part of Vea's life. He's just still perturbed by the fact that this man is still in this country. So Veah admits that she should have been more upfront with Sonny in the beginning about the whole Rory accompanying her to South Africa thing, that she should have told him earlier on that I'm coming with my ex-boyfriend. These are the reasons why, because I've suffered all of this trauma in my life and I need some emotional support. So she says that she is going to send Rory home. So she takes out her phone and she texts Rory, and she tells him that he can go back to the United States. She doesn't really need him there anymore. And he's like, "Cool, bet. I'm going to book my ticket right now." So my question is, how is she going to get back home? Because she acted as if she absolutely could not travel. She was in no condition to travel internationally alone. So how is she going to deal with going back to the United States without Rory? Is she going to survive? Is she going to make it? So Sonny says that before Rory leaves South Africa, he wants to have a conversation with him, and he wants to try to make peace with Rory. And I'm like, I'm not understanding why. I mean, I think that Sonny's reaction to Rory being in South Africa and traveling with Veah, I thought his reaction was understandable, because she completely lied to him. She was hiding this whole entire man from her boyfriend. So his reaction to me was reasonable, but he feels like he has to apologize. So all three of them the next day go on a safari, and Rory is supposed to be leaving the day after. So they're on their little safari. They're driving around through whatever, and they see all the animals. They see the zebras. There was this one particular male zebra that was like really happy to see them and showed it. They saw some wildebeest, which Veah thought were pigs. I don't know how you mistake a wildebeest for a pig, but okay. Then there comes a time when Veah wants to hop out of the truck to go, or the Jeep or whatever, to go pee. And so while she's doing that, this gives an opportunity for Sonny to talk to Rory and to tell Rory, how he feels about the whole situation and try to make amends. So he does tell Rory that this whole situation is really weird, that he's really uncomfortable with this whole entire setup, and that the reason why he reacted the way he did is because he's got trust issues with Veah. And then he does apologize. He says he's really sorry for how he reacted and the things that he said to Rory. And Rory was like, okay, I appreciate it. It's all good. Whatever. I accept your apology. After that, they talk about Sonny introducing Veah to his family. This is something that Rory had brought up. So Rory brings up, when are you going to meet his family? And um, Veah says something about, oh, he's hiding me from his family. And Sonny was like, I'm not hiding you from my family. I'm just waiting for the right time to introduce you to them. Then Veah says something about he doesn't want, no, Veah said that he wants me to be covered up. He wants me to dress modest and to cover up my tattoos when I meet his parents. And so he's like trying to change me. He's trying to change who I am. And I was like, girl, just because you have to dress a certain way while meeting his parents and to cover up your tattoos, you feel like he is trying to change who you are? Girl, are you serious? Have you not ever had to go on a job interview, or did you ever have to not work at a certain place and had a certain dress code? I mean, he's not trying to change who you are. He just wants you to show some respect to his parents. And also, y'all are trying to convince his family that this is a good match for their son. So you can't come up there in your crop top and booty shorts and your tattoos exposed and think that the parents are going to be okay with their son dating you. It's a game that we all have to play. Okay, it's a game that we all have to play at some point in our lives, where you have to like dress in a way that you're not really comfortable with, that you're not really used to try to make an impression. I don't know why she said that he's trying to change her. And he even was like, no, I'm not trying to change who you are. And even Rory was like, okay, Veah, you're doing too much. It's not a big deal to dress respectfully to meet his parents. So she tells him something about, what I've been through. She tells Sonny, you know what I've been through, about my past. Girl, what does that have to do with you meeting his parents and trying to make a respectable impression on his parents? It's got nothing to do with your past. Put on a damn dress, long sleeves, and then call it a day. It's not like you're gonna go live with them for the next 10 years and you have to dress this way every day. You're just gonna meet with them an hour, maybe 2 hours at the most, and then after that you can go back to your regularly scheduled programming. Moving on to Joe and Magda. So Magna tells us that every day she feels more and more secure and safe with Joe. She feels more love with Joe. And Magna says that she wants him to propose before he leaves for the United States. She's expecting a proposal before he goes back home. That's what she's expecting. But Joe, he's scared out of his mind about proposing, especially after he found out that her ex-boyfriend, who was this German guy, and the friends told Joe that Magda moved to Germany after like, not really knowing him for that long. She moves to Germany to go be with him. So that kind of scares him. He's kind of like trying to figure out, exactly what is her MO, what is her motive, what is she really trying to do. So Joe tells us that he will not be proposing until he's getting ready to propose. Joe says that he likes Magda and he can see them being married, but things are moving a little bit too fast for him and he wants them to kind of slow down. So they go back to Magda's hometown. They go into her apartment. That night, Joe makes dinner for them, and the conversation moves towards her German ex-boyfriend. And he questions Magda, why did she move so quickly to Germany after dating him for a very short time? Magda tells Joe that she really wasn't interested in a long distance relationship. So in order to keep tabs on him and to keep her eye on him so that he wouldn't cheat, she thought that it was best for her to move to Germany. And of course, that doesn't make it any better for Joe. Okay. It doesn't convince him to want to propose to her any sooner or to bring her to the United States any sooner. So he then suggests that they should probably wait before they get married. And she's acting all confused. Okay. And she's like, oh, well, you told me a few days ago that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with me. And she had already bought a plane ticket to the United States, because the plan is that they're going to get engaged. They're going to go to the United States together. She's going to stay there for about a month, meet his family, meet his friends, etc. Then she's going to come back to Poland, pack up her life, and then go back to the United States to be with him and to start the process of getting married and getting the visa. So him telling her we need to slow down a little bit completely derails this plan. And so now she's upset because Joe had cooked dinner for them, right? So they were talking about this over dinner. So when he tells her they need to slow down, she's lost her appetite. She doesn't want to eat anymore. And so she's like, you know what? Just forget it. I'm not going to go to America with you. We can end all of this right here and now, because, I thought you were something that you're not. I thought you loved me. I thought that we're going to spend the rest of our lives together, and now you're talking about how we're moving too fast. And so, yeah, I'm done. And she gets up and she goes to bed. She skedaddles onto bed. And I'm like, Magda, y'all are moving too fast. Y'all are moving too fast. This is the first time that y'all have seen each other in person. That's number one. Y'all met because you happened to be in the background when he was FaceTiming his friend. Okay, and true enough, y'all began communicating with each other and building this bond online. But then you found out that he was sleeping with another girl, at least one other girl, who knows exactly how many, during y'all's 6-month relationship. So you had all kinds of trust issues with him. There's like this big misunderstanding about what type of relationship this was. Was it a monogamous one? Was it not monogamous? A whole bunch of confusion. Um, yeah, Magna, Joe is right. Y'all are moving too fast. You can't, even if he says to you, yes, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, you need to have a little bit more sense than that and be like, yeah, but we need to kind of slow it down. I can't commit to somebody that I barely know. And I can't imagine that you are over your trust issues that quickly. I just can't imagine that, unless you really do believe that he had a right to misunderstand where the status of your relationship. Unless you really do believe that, you were not really clear with him that y'all were supposed to be monogamous. And so you have to give him a pass for being with other women because he didn't know that this was a monogamous relationship. Okay, that's the only thing that can make sense to me of how you got over that quickly, that he really had no idea what was going on in this relationship. So, but as far as getting married, no, ma'am. Y'all need to slow it down. Get to know. He really should have spent this trip just getting to know her, and her getting to know him, and then figuring out, after he goes back to America, should they now make plans? I guess, to not even till you get married. Should they even make plans to meet again? Y'all need like a couple of more trips before y'all can solidify the deal of getting engaged and getting married. I don't know why y'all. And Joe even said, I need to know why she's rushing. I need to know why she wants to hurry up and get married and start having kids. So yeah, hopefully he gets the answer to that. Let's move on to Matilda and Niles. So Matilda, we find out, now keep in mind, we just found out along with Matilda that Niles is broke. He doesn't have any money and he lost his job, and he has to pay for this wedding, and he has to pay for her gown, his suit. He has to pay for the bride price and probably other miscellaneous things regarding the wedding, and he has no money. He barely has enough money to pay for her dress. So Matilda was shocked. She was completely blindsided by this information. I'm surprised that she's even still with this man, but she is. So they're back at their room, and we find out that Matilda had to borrow money from her brother to cover the cost of the wedding clothes, I guess his suit and her dress. Now, Niles plans on going to Mr. Ark to borrow more money so that he can pay for the bride price. You're starting off your marriage completely on the wrong foot. That's my personal opinion. I'm not exactly not understanding why they can't just wait until Niles is able to get back on his feet, get a job, start making money again. During this whole time, they're getting to know each other. They're getting to know each other again. Um, and then when he comes back to Ghana, they can go ahead and do the knocking ceremony and get married. I think they should just call it all off. The knocking ceremony, the marriage, just call it all off. Allow Niles to get back on his feet and then start all over again with the whole marriage process. They're young. I'm not understanding what the rush is. Okay. I don't get why everybody's rushing to get married. So, anywho, when he gets a chance, Niles calls his parents. He wants to keep them up to date with what's been going on in Ghana. So he tells them that, hey, when I come back to the United States, I'm going to come back a married man because I'm going to be getting married tomorrow. And we are not able to hear their side of the conversation. Normally on a show like this, we would be able to hear the other party side, but because the parents want nothing to do with this, they don't want their image on this show, they don't want their voices on this show. So we can only surmise by what Niles tells us and what we can piece together from his side of the conversation. So he tells them he's going to be getting married, so on and so forth. And you can tell that his parents are questioning him. Are you sure this is the right decision? How do you know this is the right decision? Because he's defending his decision on marrying Matilda. I think they even probably had asked about what if she changes, or what if she's not the same person that you married, because we hear him say on the phone, well, what if I change? And I have changed. I'm not the same person that I was, blah, blah, blah. So the conversation did not go well. He even asked his parents if they can give Matilda a chance and have a conversation with her and talk to her. And they were not even willing to do that. They are not budging from their stance of, we don't like this. We don't want you to be with this woman. And we're not going to support any of this. So Niles is very disappointed that his parents are not going to support him in this marriage at all, or in this relationship period. When he gets off the phone with his parents, the producers ask him if he's okay. They ask him, are you okay? And he's like, I am effing far from okay. So yeah, he's not happy that his parents are not going to be supporting him. Niles said that it's painful that, that his parents are this way, that he has no support from them at all regarding this. And yeah, he's in a whole lot of pain. I feel like his parents, I don't know if this has a lot, obviously, I'm not going to say I don't know. Obviously, it's got a lot to do probably with him being autistic and his parents being very worried about him being taken advantage of. And I would think because of his autism that his parents would really want to be there to keep an eye on their son to make sure that everything is going to go right. But they're just going to be like, you're on your own. Okay. Autism and all, you're on your own. Don't know what to tell you. Let's move on to Faith and Lauren. I do feel bad for Niles. I feel bad for him because, like I said, I think his parents should be there to support him. They should support their son. Maybe not support the decision that he's making, but support their son on this new chapter of his life. If he really is going to marry Matilda, and if this wedding will take place. But then again, what can they? Well, anyways, they should just support their son and just be like, we're going to stick around because we're going to keep a good eye on Matilda to make sure that she doesn't do anything to our son. Let's move on to Faith and Lauren. So Lauren meets up with Faith. They go talk on the rooftop of the hotel that they're both staying at, and Lauren wanted like more information. Like, your friend told you that they saw me kissing. Was this inside the club or outside the club? And Faith said they saw you kissing a drag queen outside of the club. And so then Lauren was like, oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about, because he says he was really confused. I guess he did all of his kissing inside the club. But since the friend said it happened outside the club, Lauren tries to clarify the situation. And he said something about how he was outside the club waiting for whatever, waiting for Faith or for the taxi. And two young men approached him, and they told him that their friend, who was a female, thought that he was cute. So he walks up to this female, and he said that he places his hand on her neck and tells her, you're cute, but you're too young for me, and I'm here with my girlfriend. And so he tells Faith that your friend must have seen this from across the street, because her friend was evidently across the street. Your friend must have seen me place my hand on this female's neck and just jump to conclusion that she saw me kissing somebody, that she saw me kissing a drag queen. I don't believe Lauren, because who the hell is going to say that Lauren is cute? I don't believe Lauren at all. I don't believe that. I think the friend, why would the friend lie? Why would the friend lie? And I think if the friend actually saw Lauren put his hand on someone's neck, I think that's what they would have reported back to Faith. That, yeah, it looked kind of weird or suspicious. He put his hand on this girl's neck and we didn't know what the hell was going on. Why would they say that they saw Lauren? I don't think the friends would lie. I don't know the friends from a hole in the wall, but I feel like I just don't understand what motive or what incentive would they have to lie, because them telling Faith that they saw him talking to this female and put his hand on her neck, that should be enough right there. Why go as far as to say, no, we saw him kissing a drag queen? Plus, when Faith initially brought this up to Lauren when they were in the taxi cab on their way from the club the night before, when she brought this up to him, Lauren did not deny kissing the drag queen. He said, this is how you show appreciation to drag queen performers, by flirting with them. So he didn't deny it right away. He didn't say, oh, I didn't kiss anybody. He was like, yeah, but that's what you do at a drag queen show. You kiss them, you flirt with them. Now he's concocting this completely. Why didn't he tell her that the night before? Why wasn't he like, wait a minute, look, I didn't kiss anybody, but there was this incident outside the club where these people approached me and said that a female thought I was cute, and I placed, and then it's just weird. Why would you place your hand on some stranger's neck? You know? And then, okay, and then if the guy said to Lauren, "Oh, our friend over there thinks you're cute," he could have told the guys, "Okay, yeah, that's I'm flattered, but I'm taken. I'm with someone. I'm engaged. I have a fiance. I have a girlfriend." But whatever. So Faith asked, why did he have to touch the girl's neck? Lauren admitted that he should not have touched the girl's neck, and then basically Lauren asks for another chance. And this is like the second chance that he's asked for, and in the short amount of time that he's been in the Philippines. And Faith goes ahead and gives him another chance, and I'm like, Faith, girl, you're too beautiful, you're too classy, you're too kind-hearted, you're you're just too much of a good person to put up with this kind of stuff. This is going to be the rest of your relationship with this man. You will always be questioning his actions, and he will forever be defending himself, and he will forever be gaslighting you. This is how it's going to be for the rest of your relationship, and especially if they stay in the Philippines, because the temptation is going to be strong. I think there's going to be a lot of, because him being, a Westerner, um a white man, whatever. I feel like the temptation is going to be strong. He's going to have a lot of people approach him and try to flirt with him and try to put him in compromising situations, and I don't think Lauren has the wherewithal to resist that. And him and Faith will always have these conversations about, oh, someone told me this and I saw this, and why is this happening, and what were you doing over there, and who was this, and why are you talking to that person? He will forever be defending himself, and she will forever be questioning the whole entire relationship. And it's going to be a whole bunch of, okay, I'm sorry, do you take me back? I'm sorry, do you forgive me and take me back? That's going to be the rest of the relationship. Moving on to Vanya. So upon the advice of her friend or her cousin who told her, don't leave Croatia, stay there, find another man, she did exactly that. Vanya did exactly that. So she got back on her dating app and she matched with this guy named Josco. So they decide to meet to go kayaking. It was like instant attraction between the two of them. He's muscular, bald, tall. She liked what she saw. He liked what he saw. And so he tells us that she is definitely his type. He likes the fact that she has a lot of energy. He said that her body was spectacular and that she was definitely turning him on. So after they go kayaking, they're on the beach and he's changing out of his, I guess, his swim trunks into his regular shorts. And so she has this towel covering him up. And that was kind of a funny scene. That's all I have to say about that. And so then they start kissing on the beach. The attraction was strong. They started kissing on the beach. And then they go back to her apartment and she orders food. And while they're waiting for the food to come, they're getting to know each other better. He asked her, what brought you to Split? and the city is split. And she tells him that she was there to meet a guy that she had met online, but that didn't work out. And Josco was like, it didn't work out for him, but it worked out wonderfully for me. So they start making out again while they're waiting for the food to be delivered. Vanya talks about how comfortable she is with him. So during dinner, they get to know each other even better because he tells her that he's fostering a child. He took in a baby and he's fostering this child. The child is about a year old now, and he plans on adopting this child. So she asked him, and Vanya was very impressed by that. That did not turn her off. She was really impressed by that, because he's a single dad, and a lot of people wouldn't do that. She's like, you will not see that really in America, where a single man just decides to do this. And he said the reason why he wanted to do this was because he was feeling, that desire to be a father, and so this is the route that he took, which I think is a beautiful thing, because instead of him making a child, he went ahead and fostered a child that wasn't wanted by their parents or couldn't be raised by their parents, a child that's already in existence, in other words. So she asked him if he's open to more kids, and he said yes, but only with the right partner. I wouldn't have any more kids as a single dad because it's hard, but if I have the right partner, yes, I'm open to having more children. Josco tells us that 90% of the women that he dated would normally run away from him once he told them that he was a dad. They weren't ready for that, but Vanya thinks that it's impressive. She says that she is open to being a stepmom. The only issue that she had, she said, was how is this going to work long distance? If they end up really working out, how are they going to keep this momentum going in a long distance relationship? And, would it be difficult for him to travel with the child? I'm happy for Vanya. I am so happy for Vanya because she does have, she is a very likable person. She's attractive. She's likable. She's fun. She is energetic. She's a great catch. And so I'm just glad, whatever she wants to do with Josco, I'm like in full support of it as long as he's the right person for her and he treats her right. So whatever they got going on, I'm in full support of it. And that's that, y'all. That is my little review. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. And if you like this content, subscribe to my channel. And I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.